Und los! Living Room wird präsentiert von Salt.
Mama said stay clear of the devil, so you never played in the road. Always looking on the bright side, so you never see the potholes. You got a house on the hill, big news, that's a big deal. Big part of what you big time
How's your coffee, by the way? With the soy milk.
This is actually really fucking good coffee. Like,
Really
like,
good coffee.
Yeah, it's like exceptionally good coffee.
Then enjoy it.
Downstairs, right below us.
Well, your
It's my
crazy
second
fans
cup.
can get the coffee and drink the same coffee Yelawolf did.
Yeah, if you want to drink. Oh, and by the way, I went down there and all I had was a credit card, and I had gotten a couple coffees, some croissants, and
And you didn't pay.
no, she was like, it's $14 or whatever. I was like, all right, here's my card. We're cash only. I was like, oh man, well, I'll be right back. She was like, no. Take it. You can just pay me whenever.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? She was like, yeah. She said, easy. I was like, all right, cool. And then I was having trouble grabbing everything. She was like, here. She gave me a tray to put everything on. I was like, I'm going around the corner to the bus. She's like, that's cool. You just come back. They would never do that in the States. Never.
They would pull the gun and say, okay, son.
No, you can't. I just never had seen that before. No, that's cool. Yeah, you just pay me when you can. Like, all right, cool. So, anyway.
See, Swiss people are fun and relaxed.
Is it like that for real?
It depends, I think. I think this area is quite relaxed. And I think it's about the atmosphere. And I think
It's pretty tight.
They're
like welding right outside, by the way. And
what does welding mean?
They're welding, making.
Oh yeah. So with the metal stuff.
They're like making artwork and shit.
Yeah.
They were welding right next to the coffee shop, like making sculptures and shit. And then right on the other side of the building, there's like 5 guys, as far as you can see, doing graffiti, big murals and shit. It's pretty crazy. Like,
I mean, you must love it, right? In this
yeah, I
environment?
mean, yeah. It's yeah, you got it made out here for sure.
I don't know why, but I just got distracted by you touching your tattoo. I see Fefe. Is she with you on tour?
Yeah, Fifi, she's at her room right now. Yeah, she's been out with us, performing with us. Sometimes she'll come out, sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she just chills.
So she can
Sometimes
decide
she'll come out
however
and
she
then-
feels like?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool.
I'll be like, hey, is she here? I'm like, all right, cool, moving on.
I saw a post on Instagram, I think, and you posted the baby boots. Tell me about it. Is there like a concrete plan?
No.
Are you expecting?
Nah, man. It's just, I found those boots and I was like, I can't not buy these boots. They were like alligator skin baby boots. Like, they were just too sick. So I bought them and then put them up on, just fucking with people.
But you have no plans on expanding your family. I mean, you have 3.
I mean, I don't have any
kids.
plans, but I didn't plan on having 3 kids in the first place, You don't really plan. I mean, I guess some people plan on it, but even when you try to plan, it never works out like you want it to. So.
Of course not.
So I mean, it is what it is. If it happens, I'm prepared. I got practice.
I understand. Are your kids with you or are they at home?
No, my babies are at the house with their mom in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Is that where they grow up to?
No, they were each born in. Robot was born in New York. Bird was born in Alabama, and Dippy was born in Atlanta. And they lived in New York They lived in Atlanta for a while, then they moved to New York and lived there for a while, and then they moved to Puerto Rico. They've been out there for almost 2 years, and I think they're about to move back to the States. They travel a lot.
Did they ever heard the song you wrote about their mom? Which is on the album?
I don't know. I imagine they might have, but it's that song. Are you talking about Heartbreak?
Yeah, exactly.
That song isn't specific to their mother. You know what I mean? It's not specific to just my relationship. It's about my dad's going through it right now. Like it's just, I got friends that. I had a friend of mine who he was paying his ex $30,000 a month. Just it's real. It gets real ugly sometimes. Mm-hmm. So but as an artist, you'll take situations of your own, mm-hmm. situations that are happening sometimes around you, and you internalize it and make it your own story, and you blend it. So it's not like just a specific stab, mm-hmm. at that, just to make that clear. But my kids are, they know who their father is, mm-hmm. And the older they get, the more they appreciate what I do, They understand that, and teaching them, just be honest. If you're mad, then say you're mad, and if you're happy, say you're happy, and if you want to make art of that, then be honest with your art, no matter what it is. Don't worry about who you offend. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about who you're making happy or who you're not making happy. It's
your art.
Yeah, just do it. Just mm-hmm. express yourself and get it out of your system. So, but yeah, it is what it is.
What other dad advice?
I don't make music for children.
Oh, that's very clear. But what other dad advices do you give to your kids?
What other advice do I give my children? Mm-hmm. Just like any father, I guess. I guess it applies differently to the child, to the father, who, Mm-hmm. So my advice to my children may not apply to someone else, and their kids. It's just our situation is very unique.
That's true.
So my advice is also very unique because it applies to our life specifically, and who I am and who they are and where we are and things they're dealing with and why and how it's happening is all very specific to our life, Mm-hmm. The advice that my uncle would give his kids pertaining to a similar situation would be completely different. Mm-hmm. Because of their reality. Our reality is just different. So I just teach them the best that I can based on what I know and what's worked for me,
You as a kid had it also difficult. I suppose that your kids have it difficult. Their dad being away on tour, traveling, they don't see them every day. And you had another situation, but it was hard too as a kid.
My life as a kid was actually great. It was fucked up at times. Like really, really, really fucked up. But mm-hmm. All those experiences, man, really carved out. Just made me who I am, and I think it's awesome. All the shit that, as dark as it was, there were some amazing moments. It wasn't just always shit, mm-hmm. It was good times too, and I think that. What was I saying?
You were trying to explain how your childhood was.
Oh, yeah, no, my childhood?
Yes.
But it was pertaining, I don't know.
I started with your kids don't have it easy because you're on tour a lot and they don't see their dad a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was getting to. Yeah. So so, you know, my dad, not knowing my dad, it really didn't, maybe it did, you know, a psychiatrist would be like, it affected you for sure, you know what I mean? But I look back and I'm like, I remember having a sense of pride that I had a single mom and she was bartending, and that was tough, you know? And that was, you know, I remember going to school and my mom works at Longhorn, and she's the rock star bartender in Nashville, Tennessee, you know,
Okay.
and and I know she parties, you know, and my mom's cool and youthful, and I remember, where's your dad? I don't know my dad. And it was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't even know, whatever. And it was just kind of this, I don't know, it set me apart and gave me something to, you know, to bounce off of, you know, and it toughened me up quick, you know. As for my kids, though, man, you know, becoming an artist was just like, the road to get here was just like really fucking hard, you know. I was living in Alabama, we didn't have shit, and I would work day-to-day jobs, whatever it was, and whatever free time I had, I would be going to the studio or going to a show or going to South Carolina, going to Atlanta, going here, going there, and that was before getting signed. After I got signed, I got to go. You know, yeah, it was tough, for sure. I mean, you know, they'll have their own stories when they're adults about how they felt about that and how, you know, that affected them, or if it did or didn't. But you don't ask those questions or worry about that when you're trying to achieve something, in my opinion. You know, you don't stop because you have kids. You don't, it should make you work harder to do what you got to do. I think for some folks, you know, oh, I got a kid, well, man, I got to get a job, it's a wrap, it's over.
The regular 9-to-5 job
Yeah.
people would choose, yeah.
Yeah. So but for me, it was just like, hell no, I am not getting stuck in this town, working at the factory, raising my kids and struggling. There's no fucking way, you know?
You still have to live your own life too.
And that, you know, I still got to be happy too, yeah, you know?
So you said your kids will, at one point when they become adults, reflect on that. How do you see the situation from your point of view, being a dad, being a musician, being on the road at the same time?
I'm proud, you know, of everything, all the accomplishments. Of course, just like everybody, of course, I have moments where I'm like, you know, fucking not really, you know, I want it all. I want my cake and eat it too. I want to have my life as an artist, and I want this career, and I want my kids too, but it can't happen. You know, it can't happen right now. Like, I took them on my tour, last tour. I took the whole tour.
Yeah, they were on stage too. I saw some videos.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, and it was a blast, man. Celebrated my son's birthday, but it was also insane on the bus. You know, I had 12 grown men, 3 kids, 2 dogs.
2 dogs?
2 dogs, Fifi. I mean, it was just, and Newport and Cambo just on the couch. I was like, it was crazy. And it was exhausting for them too, you know?
I can imagine, yeah.
So actually, by the time we made it into Alabama, my daughter was like, peace, I'm going to Mama's house, you know? This has been great, but I'm through with this.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that side too. They want, oh, why can't we do this? Why can't we? Well, come on. You want to come see what it's like? All right, come on. It's not all what you think it is. Like, oh, you get to go everywhere. No, I ride a bus into the city. I work, I do interviews. I usually wake up, get food, and then I start work. I'm not around sightseeing. I took some photos like right outside the bus of the thing. That's about as much as I'll see of the city ever. Oh well, if I ever come back for a vacation.
You should.
You know?
Because
Yeah.
it's a pity if you don't see the rest of the city.
Yeah, I know. But that's the reality. So, you know, them figuring that out, you know, is it's good.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing you did because now they understand what's happening while you're away.
Yeah, they get it, you know. And it's also like when you're on tour, you know, leaving the bus and going places, obviously there's fans around the venue and doing things. And so there's also that dynamic of even when I do have some free time, you know, I'm taking photos or I'm talking to people and there's no real quality time unless I bring like someone out with us and, you know, to keep fans like chilling, you know. So yeah, but I think they're gonna be fucking awesome adults, man. I really think they're gonna do great things. Like they're already very, very unique and very artistic and forward thinking. My 13-year-old son is like, it's just so crazy to watch him like become this young adult, and like he's been writing a story for like 3 years.
Oh wow.
And he's only 13, like, and he's dedicated to this story. He's writing it, animating it. It's bonkers. And he, for his 10th birthday, he asked for a sewing machine. He wanted to start making clothes.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's just, you know, he was like in New York, like walking around Alexander McQueen's collection and like studying it. 10 years old.
Oh wow.
Like just super interesting, man. Bird is like Lego insanity. Makes his own things out of Legos, you know, but like really, really rad shit. Like, you know.
Where do you get the creativity from?
like he made like the DeLorean, the Back to the Future DeLorean.
Yes.
But from scratch though. Like he didn't go, and it was like you bought it out of the box, like with directions.
Regular Lego stones.
Yeah, he just had
made the whole
stones,
thing.
and he made it with the doors.
Wow.
He's just gnarly good at stuff like that, you know. My daughter's already like singing, and she's like doing singing selfies on Instagram right now, which is really tripping me out.
Why?
Just because like she's like doing all these runs, like singing these runs, like singing like Adele and what's the other girl? Anyway, Lana Del Rey, like singing her records. Like, what the hell?
Does she sound good?
Yeah, she sounds awesome. I mean, when she's 9 years old.
Of course, she's a kid.
But it's just crazy to see her doing like filming herself and.
And does she do that?
She does the whole, you know, super girly. They're rad, man. So yeah, they're like my retirement plan for sure.
So you know, in case everything goes wrong, your kids will be
If all
creative
else
enough
fails,
to save you.
I'm managing one of them. I'm pulling a Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh my God, we know
That's
how that
not
will
gonna
end
happen.
up. Your daughter on a wrecking ball, can you imagine that?
No, I
Nah,
can't.
see? You better think twice about that idea.
I don't know. Whatever. That's what they want to. If that's how they want to live, that's all right.
But your eldest is 13, right?
Yeah.
He's getting into his teenage ages. It's going to be more difficult from now on, right?
I don't really know. I mean, maybe, but like the way me and my dad get along, I don't know. They're just like me and my kids are super tight.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not, I'm just not, you know, I don't know. I'm just not a conservative type of father. I mean, yeah, I'll tell him to shut up, man. You know, don't say that, or chill out, or, you know, just teaching them how to be in public and just to be little humans. But, you know, I'm not like conservative to the point where they're not going to do anything ever that I didn't do. Mm-hmm. They're not going to say anything I never said. So, you know, we're just going to be close. It's just how it is, you know.
The thing is,
because I'll never grow up, that's for sure.
You're a little Peter Pan?
I'm just never going to grow up. That's just what it is. I already know that for a fact. My dad's that way. Still, like, you know, still begging me to go skydiving. You know, whatever chance we get to ride our Harleys, he's always about it. Wanting to go over, do Baja trips through the desert and shit. He just wants to have fun, you know. That's how we are.
What's the last thing you've learned for the first time?
The last thing I learned for the first time, well, I guess that fondue's your native food.
You should do that. You should definitely do that.
That's the last thing I learned for the first time. I didn't know that.
All right. We're already at the end of the interview, but you still have a lot of...
It was like 2020, that interview.
2020 means what?
Now you put me on the spot.
No, I don't know.
Barbara Walters, right? Isn't she 2020? You guys wouldn't know.
Can someone translate?
Everybody in America is going to be like, what the fuck?
Why doesn't she know that?
Yeah. It's like the most common, it's like the most famous lady in America that does interviews. It is Barbara Walters, I'm pretty sure, 2020. It was a long interview.
Wait a second. That was, yeah, it is a long interview. But
it wasn't really like an interview, though.
No, it was more like a conversation. I mean, that was the idea of the whole thing.
Cool.
Did I bore you? Because it was straightforward.
No, I was chilling. That
right?
was cool.
I enjoyed it myself. Did you know that I had the very first interview with you 2 years ago? My very first interview was with you.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it was horrible. Not because of you, because I sucked so bad.
Really? What did you ask me questions? Did you have questions?
Yes, I did. I wrote down questions, and I wanted to, you know, show you that I did my research, and oh my God. If you watched that interview, you would laugh, definitely.
That's cool. So this is how you do all your interviews now?
Yeah, I think I stopped staring at my notes. And I just let the conversation evolve. Yeah,
that's cool. The artists enjoy that shit, you know. People who do interviews, they don't really it's a lost art. I could see it coming back, because for a while, like when the internet first really fucking took over and YouTube really first took over and websites took over, everybody had a fucking camera and they could do an interview. I got a blog, I got this. Mm-hmm. And I think that like people started getting hip to that. That dude's whack. That dude asks bad questions. That's not a real interview. That's not. So now you're starting to see like more just coolest shit. You know, people starting to get it. You ever heard of Nardwuar?
He's the best.
Yeah.
This man is crazy. He's like a role model because he knows just everything about an artist.
Yeah,
Did you have an interview with him?
He's like the par for like to make something.
But I wonder, like, does he call the families of the artists and ask them?
Shit, I don't know, man.
He knows everything.
Yeah, he knew some really random shit about me. He knew that there was carpet in the mall of my hometown. Shopping mall. Like, that's fucking weird.
Okay.
Yeah, that really
stood
out to me. Like, how the fuck, yeah.
And he always gives gifts, doesn't he? What did you get?
He takes them back.
What?
He took all the gifts he gave to me back. They were just props.
Are you serious? No! I was like, what? That would have been shocking. He was like, here it is, and I take it back. How crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. He's cool. He's really cool. All right.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh yeah, can we get a signature on the city here?
Yeah.
So we can give it to your Swiss fans.
Swiss fans, yeah. All good.
In here. Or I'm too bad at this. Can you help me?
Yeah.
I can't get it up. There's always that one paper.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Not at the factory daytime job at McDonald's. Your daddy told you that girl was nothing but a problem, but you fell in love 'cause to you she was like a supermodel. And they told you not to go get married, but you went and did it anyway.
Let's do switch. Do all switch.
Oh, that's the Switzerland thing. Oh yeah, can we get?
Yeah, sure.
Now we're getting greedy.
I can get Bones and Clever to sign these for you too.
That would be awesome. Are they around?
It'll be at the signing if you just want to jump the line and come up there. And,
Is it now or after the show?
It's before the show, so
Before the show?
yeah. It'll be like a VIP signing thing.
Okay.
You can just bring it up and they'll hit it up too.
Cool.
Kids like that.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, all
It was
good.
a pleasure.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.